time has come for us to enter the catacombs of Sancre-Tor. Do not underestimate the dangers that await us. Ages past, Sancre-Tor was a place of light, but I fear that is no longer the case. We must be prepared for anything. I have been through much, but this body is tougher than the great oaks of Valenwood. I go with neither hope nor fear. It is useless to guess at a future that has yet to be written. You may hope if you wish, my friend. I will not judge. My Lord Varen will open a gateway to...
The portal is open. Go now. Return with the Amulet of Kings.
You could have hidden that amulet anywhere in Tamriel, and this was your first choice?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Brilliant. Why is it that the people with the most ridiculous ideas are always the ones who are most certain of them?
Shut up,
Shut up,
Thorn.
Thorn.
What brings you to Sancre-Tor, old friend? Looking for an amulet, perhaps?
Marco, how did you find this place?
Do you really think I'd allow you to escape the halls of torment if I couldn't track your every move?
Sai, no! Menimarco, stop! You're killing him!
Where is the Amulet of Kings? My master, Molag Bal, demands it!
Your master, please. You would use the amulet to betray Molag Bal.
Fool! When I ascended, you could have been at my right hand, Tharn. Instead, you chose to align yourself with mongrels and imbeciles. Now, you'll die with them.
You won't get away with this. Do you really think you can betray a Daedric prince?
With the Amulet of Kings, all things are possible. Nations will tremble and bow before me. I will be a god!
The Amulet of Kings will never be yours. It is protected by a ward of the Divines!
You mean your ward of Stendarr, god of merciful forbearance, patron of gutless, law-abiding dimwits? It won't even slow me down.
Menimarco has been watching our every move. We led him right to the amulet. Menimarco may be powerful enough to break through Stendarr's ward eventually. If we can get to the shrines quickly and receive Stendarr's blessing, we can pass through the ward, but leave it in place. He may not be able to follow for some time. We must make our way to the inner courtyard. From there we can access the chambers where the shrines are located.
Sai, are you well enough to continue?
Have no fear, Snow Lily. I am Redguard. We are like mountain bamboo. Through that gate lies the Crypt of Heroes. We can enter if you wish, but it is a foul place.
Persistent, aren't you? Do you really think you can keep me from acquiring the
Amulet of Kings is under the protection of Stendarr's ward. It will never be yours.
Ah, Sai. You still don't understand, do you? My plan will succeed because of your ward of Stendarr. It will prevent Molag Bal from observing or interfering. By the time the ward is down and the amulet is mine, it will already be too late.
You're insane if you think you can betray the god of schemes.
Naive child. You know nothing. Chim El Adabal, the red diamond at the center of the Amulet of Kings, is the most powerful soul gem ever created. With the amulet in my possession, I will absorb Molag Bal's power, reducing him to an empty husk of ethereal flesh. Then I will trap his essence within the gem. be forgotten. In time, all of Tamriel will bow down before me. Soon, the god of schemes will have a new name. Manimarco.
Please, a moment, my friends. I must rest before we continue.
Sai, are you all right? That bastard really hurt you, didn't he? I swear to the gods, I'll take his head off.
I'll be fine, Snow Lily. I just need a moment to catch my breath.
Take all the time you need. I'll keep watch. If there's anything I can do, just name it.
An enchanting moment. I'll be over here bringing up my lunch.
You better keep an eye on me. I'm getting ready to punch Tharn again. Sai Sahan is nothing if not determined. He once told me that achieving victory is like wrestling an ogre. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the ogre is tired. He'll see this through. Don't worry. Me? I'll chase Manimarco to the furthest corners of oblivion if I have to. Vengeance is a powerful motivator. And I don't know if you've realized it yet, but under this hardened shell, I'm an optimistic fool who'd take a blade for any one of you. We're two of a kind. Stoic. Isn't that what people call us? Our hearts are connected, but we don't talk about our feelings.
Set's tears. I thought I could handle this. Manimarco's sorcery brought back all of the pain and doubt I felt inside the halls of torment. I have pushed my body much further than this. It is my mind that pains me. Manimarco filled my head with shattered memories. They're like broken glass. With every beat of my heart, they stab into me. That voice, Manimarco's voice, it taunted me over and over in an endless cycle for years on end. He never broke my will, but he broke something. I will make it through this, my friend. I did not endure years of torture in the halls of torment only to give up now. My pain has subsided. Let us make haste and finish this. We must consecrate the two shrines with Stendarr's blessing before the vault can be opened. The first shrine rests in the Drakengard tomb, where so many of my fallen comrades were interred. We must take care to respect their resting place. The shrine is on the far side of the room. Quickly, we must find our way across.
I have a surprise for you, Sai. Do you remember your fallen comrades from the Dragon Tower? I've taken the liberty of raising them, and they're quite anxious to see you.
I have no wish to disfigure the corpses of my old comrades of the Dragon Guard, but we must consecrate the shrine. Stendarr, God of mercy, charity, and justice, empower us with your wisdom and vision. Help us to right the wrongs of this world through your grace and with your guidance. Encourage us as we smite the wicked and punish the unjust.
You certainly did a thorough job hiding the amulet, Sai. Couldn't you have just stuffed it in a mattress or something?
The second shrine is in the chamber beyond. There is a trick to reaching it. The altar is on the far side, but to reach it, the drawbridge must be lowered.
You did it! The bridge is down!
Stendarr starting to join me. Kill them!
Consecrations. Beseech you to lower your wards and grant us safe passage to the vault of kings.
Dank corridors, crumbling walls, nauseating smells. This place has all the charm of a Riften brothel. It must feel very much like home to you, Time
You mean a
Lord.
crypt filled with the rotting corpses of inbred kings and failed statesmen? Must be what it's like at a Tharn family reunion.
Your pathetic efforts will not succeed. The Amulet of Kings will be mine.
By Stendar's grace and the sword of my father, you will not win, Menomarco.
Soon, you will know the extent of my power and bow before me. Through the power of the Amulet of Kings, I will be transformed. All the nations of Tamriel will bow before me. They will worship me and beg for my mercy. All will know the name of Manimarco as their one true god.
You'll never get away with it, Menomarco. We'll fight you to our last breath!
By all means, my good friend. Try and stop me.
There it is. The door to the Vault of Kings. The shrines have been consecrated in Stendar's name. Now you must use the Ring of Stendar's mercy to open the vault doors. Stand in the casting circle and direct the ring at the doors to lift the ward. The door should open wide. Look, the amulet. I can see it from here.
Oh, miserable fool! You are nothing! I am Manimarco!
Keep Manimarco occupied. I'll close the portal.
Obey me!
I will hold them at the portal. Focus on Manimarco.
This is merely a transition. My first step towards true immortality. Now witness my true power! Watch as I rise up from the grave and ascend to godhood!
Worm! You think you can betray the Lord of Brutality and Domination without consequence? You will pay for your arrogance. You will writhe in agony for the rest of eternity. Your tortured screams will echo throughout oblivion to serve as a warning to others.
Everything Manimarco did was designed to pit us against each other. We can't let that happen. Look what we can accomplish when we work together.
How uncharacteristically optimistic of the time.
It is done. The Amulet of Kings is ours once again. Manimarco will pay dearly for the rest of eternity. One cannot out-scheme the god of schemes without paying a heavy price. I cannot imagine the torment that awaits him. Sai-Sahan must rest, as must we all. We can sleep a little easier knowing the King of Worms has been defeated, but we cannot rest too long. Molag Bal is still a great threat, and the plane melt must be stopped, or this... I've not forgotten, Vestige. Is another piece of the puzzle. Companions assemble once more. Travel to the harbor. Welcome back, Vestige. News of Manimarco's demise spreads far and wide. Like worms, his followers burrow deep into the earth to escape the searing light of the coming dawn. As ever, straight to the point. You've done the impossible. The King of Worms has been consumed by the wrath of Molag Bal. The power of his worm cult is broken forever. That is the grim truth of the matter. But the Amulet of Kings is in our possession, and there is still much to do. In my sleep, I hear his tormented screams, and Molag Bal forces visions of his eternal torture into my mind. As you wish. Sai-Sahan has something he wanted to ask you as well.
The greatest of the Sword Saints, Divad, tells us that destiny's a chain, forged one link at a time. Our chain is nearly complete. There is but one link remaining. It is you, my friend. You are the link. I will not bore you with effusive praise, but state it plainly. You are a great warrior and a trusted friend. And we would like to extend you an offer. When Emperor Varen first brought the 5 companions together, he did so in the hope of creating a Tamriel where all men could live freely and safely beneath one banner. The 5 companions failed, betrayed from within by one of our own, the Worm King Manimarco. All that came after was the result of one man's treachery. Now 4 of the 5 are reunited to right that great wrong, but destiny requires a 5th. We want you to join us as our 5th member. You were the champion we should have had with us back then. Don't look so grave. This is largely symbolic, but please, humor an old soldier. My lord, with your permission.
You needn't call me that anymore, Sai-Sahan. We are equals now.
All those years ago, when we fought beneath our Lord's banner to free the Empire from the Longhouse Emperors, we did so with a dream of freedom and peace in mind. Not just for the Empire, but for all of Tamriel. Together, we forged a fellowship stronger than any blade, only to see it shattered upon the rocks of deceit by one of our own. That fellowship is no more. Yet we 4 have assembled here, united by a single purpose. It is not vengeance that drives us, but truth and loyalty and justice. I, Sai-Sahan, steward of the Abbey of Blades, call for the 5 companions to be reforged this day by the light of Stendarr and the heart of Lorkhan. May our blade of fellowship be forged anew, and may the Vestige, our mutual friend and ally, become its tip, that we may thrust it straight into the heart of a Daedric prince.
Sai-Sahan is right. You are the member that we should have had all those years ago.
It is as the scrolls foretold. The soulless one will become the brightest of 5 stars, and they shall guide us to the coming dawn.
Oh, please, you melodramatic sots. Fine, fine. If seeing one of your foolish prophecies come true will help to ensure the safety of the Empire, I'll play along.
We stand united once more. The 5 companions are reforged, and together we will strike down the God of Schemes!
Come here, my friend. I've got a few things I want to say before you go. It's been a long road, hasn't it? My father used to say that if you avoid all of life's abrasions, you'll never be polished enough to shine. We must be pretty damn shiny by now. I've been thinking about our adventures and the hardships we've faced together. We're in the last leg of this journey, aren't we? I don't regret any of it, but it occurs to me that we haven't had much of a chance to talk as friends. Where do you see yourself going after all of this is over? I mean, assuming we survive, get your soul back, and stop Molag Bal. Traveling is a humbling experience. You see firsthand what a small place you occupy in the world. Funny thing is, the farther you go, the harder it is to return. But when you do, if you do, you get to see the place you came from with new eyes. Me? I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to Skyrim and settle down. Squeeze out a few whelps. Maybe raise sheep or grow cabbages. What? No! Can you imagine it? Lyra's Titanborn, shepherd, farmer, housewife? I need to be out in the wind and wild. And if I ever find my life mate, he'll feel the same way. My turn. What's your one regret about all we've been through? You're a hard heart, eh? No regrets, no tears, no doubts. Don't look back unless you're planning to head in that direction. I guess that's exactly the kind of person we need right now. Oh, lots of things. Friends lost, missed opportunities, failed endeavors. Maybe the best we can hope for is to end up with the right regrets. I do regret not taking the time to get to know the people I fought with. I hope to change that. One last thing. You like mead? I knew I liked you. So, let's toast. To Molag Bal, that ugly skeever. May his privates be infected with brown rot fever. May our course be true and our hearts be brave, as we march into Cold Harbor to spit on his grave. Let's not forget the struggles that got us to this point. We're almost home. We just have a bit further to fight.
Are you all insane? You do realize what we need to do, right? We have to fight a Daedric prince. Amulet or no, this is going to mean more death. Vestige, come here. I'll tell you what they're afraid to mention. Getting all chummy with Titanborn? I enjoy the company of clever, well-informed people. You really should try it sometime. So, you felled the great Manimarco. Well played. You've done the Empire a great service. The farmer doesn't thank the cow when it voids itself on the field, but it still makes the crops grow taller. I suppose it is, but that wasn't the reason for this heartwarming reunion. Varen and I have spoken at length since you recovered the amulet, and have determined our final course of action. Molag Bal remains a threat, and Tamriel is still in grave danger. First, the plane meld must be stopped. Even now, forces gather and plan an assault on Oblivion itself. You must join them. Then, and only then, can you take the fight to Molag Bal himself, to restore protection to Nirn and reclaim your soul. I know more about the Daedra than any man or mer alive. For good or ill, my family has always kept ties with the forces of Oblivion, and this much I know. One cannot kill a Daedric prince. But we have the Amulet of Kings. With the amulet in our possession, we may be able to wound him severely, and in the process force him to relinquish every last soul he has stolen, including your own. This is where your condition works to your benefit. The ritual we performed with the Amulet of Kings caused the soul burst and damaged the veil between worlds. If the damage is to be repaired, I must attempt the ritual again, this time with you. Only if we use it here on Nirn. But if we were to travel to Cold Harbor, we might be able to harness its power, imbue you with divine agency enough to challenge the Daedric Prince. But there is a price. Calling upon the power of the amulet in this manner will consume someone's soul, utterly. One cannot channel the power of the gods without paying such a price. Unfortunately, you don't have a soul to consume, and I am needed to perform the ritual. More specifically, one of our 3 companions. I suspect that's why they're so nauseatingly over-appreciative and fawning. Of course it is. The fact of the matter stands, however. One of the 5 will need to give their life to fuel this attack, when the time comes.
So you said before the Vestige arrived, and I've already thought it over. I'll do it.
Snow Lily, no. You should not need to give your life this way. This is my duty. Penance for my numerous failures. This is my chance to make things right.
The scroll said nothing of this moment, and so I am not bound to their dictates. Vestige, I ask that you let me do this one thing. All that has happened was because of my hubris. I shall be the one.
Sire, you've done enough. This was Manimarco's doing, not yours.
As the one who will fight the Daedric Prince, the Vestige should decide.
I don't see you leaping to volunteer, Tharn. Saving your own backside again?
Hard as it may be, Lyris, don't be an idiot. I'm the only one who knows the ritual, and we don't have time to teach anyone else.
That's enough. It won't be decided here and now. Vestige, come here. I have some final words for you. It appears we have come full circle, Vestige. That millions of others may live, yes. Do not be troubled. Any one of us would gladly make such a sacrifice. As Tharn has said, there are already plans in motion to infiltrate Cold Harbor. You must be part of them. The chains that anchor us to oblivion draw us ever closer. They must be severed once and for all. When the plane meld has been thwarted and the dust has settled, the 5 companions will gather one last time to face our destinies.
Yeah.
Ah, good. I found you. Speak with me a moment. Greetings. I am Varnus Galarian, head of the Mages Guild. I have need of your assistance. Yes, it's high time Tamriel was free of Molong Bal's grip. The Anchors, the Daedra, the Undead, they devastate our fragile mortal plane. I have a plan, and I need your help. I think you're the only one who can help me see this done. I want you to meet with Thrush, leader of the Hidden Armigers. He'll be at the Mages Guild in Mournhold. Even Yoren's personal agents think my idea is sound. I'll be along shortly. I just have a few final preparations to make. Yeah!
And another.
Over here, Initiate. Greetings. I have a message for you from Velast, Mistress of Incunabula. Indeed. She has a task for you. Velast awaits. Of course. What can I tell you?
Does no one care?
Well, well, if it isn't the hero of the Pact. Glad you made it. I'm the leader of the Hidden Armigers. If you've heard of us, we haven't been doing our jobs. The Armigers do the Pact's dirty work. Sometimes that involves agents from the Morag Tong and other secret organizations, like Naryu here. She owes me a favor. It's a long series of stories we don't have time for. She saved my brother. I saved her life. We're back and forth. That's it for story time. You're here about Varna's Galarian? That crazy Altman wants to organize a secret meeting of the Alliance leaders in neutral territory. He'll be here any minute, so I'll let him give you the details. But don't worry, the Armigers will do our part. Little details. Making sure the right agents are in the right places. Protecting Pact interests, that sort of thing. I could tell you more, but then Naryu would want to kill you. Or maybe just cut on you a little. Turns out I'm glad you came, Virion. I'm calling in that favor.
You mean you called me here without knowing if you needed me, Thrush? Ugh. What's the favor?
I need you to contact the other spy networks. The Eyes of the Queen of the Aldmeri Dominion and the Ring of Daggers in the Daggerfall Covenant.
Contact. You do me with the tips of my daggers. Repeatedly, right?
No. This is a diplomacy thing. No killing.
Apologies for my
Waste
lateness.
of a favor, Thrush. Should have asked for something your lackeys couldn't do. We're even.
Thank you for coming so quickly, Champion. I've been consulting with Countess Hakruba of the Fighters Guild. Both of our guilds believe the time has come to take the fight to Cold Harbor. But this places us in a delicate political position. Trust, as always. The Alliance leaders will never agree to join forces, and if our guilds only work with one alliance, the other two will see it as a betrayal. For both guilds, our neutrality is our strength. We can't afford to take sides. The war in Cyrodiil has been long and bloody, and all three alliances are spread thinly. They can't commit resources to an assault on Cold Harbor without making themselves vulnerable. I want to bring all three leaders together, maybe cut a deal. You're in a unique position. You can speak with authority, but you're not an alliance leader. You're respected, you have a reputation. They may let you get a word in before they leap at each other's throats. In short, you're the perfect diplomat. I found the perfect meeting place. A neutral location far from disputed territories, an island called Stirk. I can get you an audience with each leader and provide magical transportation. You just need to convince them to travel to Stirk. That's all I ask. I'll open the portal. I think it's best that I travel with you and make introductions as a neutral party. That might...
The gods have abandoned me.
Yeah!
The way I hear it, a pack of mercenaries and 3 blades.
I won't promise.
What's your opinion of the Fighters Guild, soldier?
I've never had a problem with them.
You don't regard them as upstart amateurs?
You received my message! Excellent! I appreciate your prompt attention.
New members of the Lifeblood of the Mages Guild, especially for retrieval missions. I've received word about a possible store of ancient knowledge in a ruin nearby. I'd like you to retrieve it for me. West of here, on the coast near Ash Mountain, lies a Dwemer ruin, the Inner Sea Armature. If you please, investigate the ruin and bring back any interesting books you can find. The Inner Sea Armature is a dangerous place. Tread carefully, Adept. I don't know. It's always a delicious mystery cracking open a book for the first time. They could be anything from ancient recipes for stew to high arcana, even racy journals penned by elven poets.
Well done. I am Shalador, young one, and I think you'll do nicely. Return that book to Velost. Tell her fire will show her the words.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Being lowborn must be awful. I couldn't stand it.
Were you successful? Do you have the tomes? Well done. You're already proving your worth to the guild. Sorry, did you say strange? What happened? Shalador? Labyrinthian's father, the Spell Mirror's forger. Are you speaking truly? And, this book's pages are blank. Why is it glowing? The spellwrights of the First Era used a special ink that would remain invisible until immersed in arcane fire. Perhaps that's what he meant. We have a brazier nearby burning with such a fire. Let's see what the flames reveal. Cast the book into the arcane fire. Fear not, the pages will not burn. Shalador... What has the fire revealed? Complex indeed. Much of this is beyond my understanding, but here, this one is an attunement spell. We can summon Archmage Shalador himself. They'll focus your magicka, attune your life energies, and draw him to this place. The ritual will apparently also link your mind with his. It means that the Archmage will be able to guide you and speak to you whenever he chooses. Are you ready to begin? To the center! First, we attune your spirit to Shalador's. Ready. When you're set, use the orb before you.
Do it! I was right in choosing you. I can sense, yes, the aura around you glows with good fortune. You will be the one to help me complete my final task. What I hope to accomplish is difficult, Perhaps impossible. It will require great strength of spirit. I sense this strength in you. That is what drew us together in the ruins. A storm rages towards us, Adept. War has come to Tamriel, and the mages of this great guild must have quarter. I intend to offer them a safe haven, a sanctuary where they may study in peace. I created that sanctuary centuries ago. It was stolen from me by an agent of chaos and magically transported to the Shivering Isles. To recover the island, we must locate 4 hidden tomes. This is the task of which I speak. They are being held in the place known as Cheesemonger's Hollow. It is a realm of the mad god, Sheogorath. Stand by my side, and I will open a portal. Be careful, Sheogorath.
Oh, how quaint. A mortal. Well, what is it? Here for some noble purpose, no doubt. Spell books? How pedestrian. As it happens, I'm feeling particularly charitable at present. I'll allow you to enter. After a test of your resolve. This isn't a lending library. If you want the spell books, you'll have to earn them. A portal has been opened, just behind you. Close it, and I'll grant you passage. Close the portal if you can, though you may want to deal with those scamps first. That was unexpectedly competent. You'd make an adequate house servant. I don't suppose you'd consider it. The pay is meager, but the fringe benefits are appalling. Pity. The tomes you seek are beyond the door at the top of the stair. Once you're outside, follow the path. Just doing the Master's will. I will open the door for you. Oh, and mind the scamps. The little imps adore fresh flesh. Such children. Right this way. And please, try not to make a mess of things. Happy adventuring.
someone to play with you! Hope he doesn't like you, does he? Puppy killer? Come to steal me books? What? Who? Where? What? When? Sometimes why? Speak up! Honesty is the best policy, as far as you know. Shalinor? Ho-ho! That pompous Nord and I go way back. I know what he wants. Indeed I do. Ha! His island. He wants to steal it back. How I love a challenge! Now where's the sport in that? I tell you what. I'll give you one book in exchange for your heart or lungs. Your choice. No, wait. I have a better idea. Let's have a contest. A contest wrapped in a mystery with an enigma glaze. Oh, what fun we'll have. A few tasks, the odd death trap. Nothing so difficult to say reassembling the Staff of Chaos or rebuilding the Numidium. Take the first book, Puppy Killer, and I'll give you an additional book for each test you pass. Are you game? Excellent! Cheese and cabbage for everyone! But wait, we should inform Shalidorable of our deal. With any luck, he'll die of embarrassment all over again. I can't wait to see the look on his face. If it's precious enough, I might hang it on the wall.
What's the meaning of this? Sheogorath!
You remember. Ah, Shalador. You never ride, you never visit. Just now I made a deal with your lackey here. How long have you wanted those books? Eternity?
Your deals are hardly fair. What farce have you contrived this time?
Think of it as an adventure! Ha! And don't worry, I've got a surprise for you too. I put a tiny curse on these books, just a small one. Long story short, Shal, you can never read these books.
Curse you, mad god!
Boring! Be more imaginative, Shal. Like, curse you, mad god! May you become cheese eternally gnawed by skeevers! Unfortunately, I have no more time for constructive criticism. Do stay in touch.
Curse the mad god. I don't know what game he's playing with you, but I do know the stakes. That's true. Though without my help, it will take Valast considerably longer to translate it. I'd like you to return and let her know the bad news. I'll send you back to Tamriel then. Are you ready?
You radiate an aura of power. Does this mean you have the books? Tests? Well, that's a start, I suppose. What of Shalador? He was drawn away from here in a burst of light. Not good, not good. I'll start translating this right away, but I hope Shalador returns to help. Zarxus' backside! Then this is going to take a while. Check in at a guild hall from time to time. I'll leave word for you when I've finished. In the meantime, keep an eye out during your travels. There are many lost tomes scattered through... Pardon me, I must begin this translation. These runes? Terrifying, isn't he? The will and attention of a child with the power of a Daedric prince. Well, look on the bright side. You're still upright on 2 legs. You're not inside out or bright purple or afflicted with new angry limbs. It could be worse.
Your timing is impeccable. I'd hoped to find you here, Adept. Ballast has finished translating the tome. Once you're ready, join us at the Mages Guild. Speak to Ballast when you arrive. Ballast will be expecting you in the Mournhold Guild Hall. She did most...
Stranger, may we speak?
Why go off?
Shalador found you. Good to see you again. I've deciphered the spell inside the book. Are you... Excellent. It's been fascinating to work with Shalador. Even though he can't read the book, he's been an invaluable resource. I had to decipher layers upon layers of meaning hidden within the tome. Yes, speak with the Archmage. He's meditating on the challenges ahead. I'm still somewhat drained from my effort, so he'll open the portals to the Shivering Isles.
Auriel, watch your steps.
I'm very...
Greatly esteemed Queen Irene Arana Aldmeri, it is my great honor to present to you...
Varnus, you're so formal. I remember the patience and kindness you showed in awkward, freckled waif all those years ago on Fair Somerset. You captured this child's heart then, and it remains with you to this day.
You warm an old man's heart, my queen. I remember well those halcyon days.
As do I, my old friend. Sorry about all these guards. I'm told they're necessary. These are dark days.
A wise precaution, my queen. My counsel would be no different. If you'll permit it, my companion would like to speak with you.
Ah, yes. Let me meet this hero I've heard so much about. It's not often the heroic deeds of one who by all rights should be considered a mortal enemy reach my ears. Come, let's talk. Varnus is a dear man. In many ways, he is family to me. Since he has given you his trust, I'm willing to set aside our differences. But under different circumstances, you and I would be sworn enemies. Well spoken and point taken. To be perfectly honest, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to meet you. Your exploits are legendary. A true champion is like a stone cast upon the waters of history. The ripples it creates travel far and wide. Humility is a noble thing, but you must also remain strong and self-assured. A true champion is also history's pawn, and history is a cruel and unfeeling master. But enough philosophy. What did you wish to speak with me about? And you need all three of the Alliance leaders to attend this meeting. A bold suggestion. I like it. Very well. I make no promises with regards to the negotiations themselves, but I will attend. That much I promise.
That went well, I think. Shall we move on? To Wayrest, expect a certain level of formality. The court of High King Emmerich is often filled with scandalmongers and subversives. Therefore, Protocol is the order of the day. Shall we?
Tell the lovely Donmer Naryu that she is very welcome to disguise herself as a serving girl and show off for this one.
Esteemed High King Emmerich, I thank you for agreeing to this meeting. I would not presume to waste your time without good reason.
We've known each other for some time, Master Galerion. You aren't known for your capricious whims. Tell me, though, who is your companion?
Your Majesty, this is Skald King Yoren's personal representative, here to speak with you about the impending Cold Harbor crisis.
The Skald King sends his personal champion into his enemy's stronghold? Either he has a lot of faith in you, or he's trying to get you killed. I'm intrigued. Come, let us speak. Dibella's legs, but you are a bold one. Even the bards of Wayrest sing of your exploits. I must confess, I had hoped to meet you one day. We sharpen our blades on the same whetstone, if you take my meaning. Tell me then, is it madness that drives you to barge in here like this? Or perhaps you're here to surrender on behalf of your people. If that's the case, I accept. That's a bit of a dreary subject, but I prefer that over some angry line like, "I've come here to kill you, Your Majesty." I'm glad you didn't say that. So you want to talk about everyone's favorite Daedric prince, then? What of him? Ha! I'm sorry. I think I must have misheard you. For a moment, I thought you were saying you wanted to battle a Daedric prince. That would be especially funny if you wanted my help. So, what was it you really meant to say? That would be utter madness. But I do like the thought of seeing that next to my name in the history books. All right. If Irene and Yoren agree to attend, I'll be there. If this is an assassination attempt, though, I'm taking you with me.
Give my best.
I didn't think it possible. Well done! We must return and begin the preparations. We have much to do. Come.
Let me have you, Daria. Just so you know, I already knew that.
Oh, I'd love to mingle, Your Majesty.
All three leaders have agreed to join us on Stirk. Now comes the tricky part. Individually, the leaders are rational, even reasonable. But get them together and, well, you'll see soon enough. Why did you run off? I was just preparing the portal. Please, return to Mournhold as soon as you can. Welcome to the island of Stirk. Representatives from all three alliances are gathering at the meeting place. It's just up ahead, through the ruins. I'm told they'll be arriving at the meeting site by portal any moment. After all the bloodshed in Cyrodiil, I fear the leaders won't be quick to trust one another. Perhaps you can help them see the wisdom in cooperation. I don't envy you the task. We've already assembled quite a team of experts for the Cold Harbor invasion itself. I'll try to introduce you to some of them on the way to the meeting. Lead on. 2 kings and a queen with barely a thimble of patience between them. Reaching a compromise will be no small task, I promise. Look! It's Lady Laurent!
Careful with that, you clumsy fool. Do hurry it up. We're missing everything.
I never weary of your charms, Lady Laurent.
Vanus Galarian as I live and breathe! Thank you so much for this opportunity. I had no idea the summit was to be held on the legendary island of Stirk.
It seemed a fitting choice. It was here that the leaders of the First Era assembled the All-Flags Navy to do battle with the Slode.
I can't wait to see what surprises Molag Bal's realm has in store for us.
We are waging war, not embarking on a sightseeing expedition, milady.
Fear not, Vanus. I can take care of myself and my useless lump of a manservant. Stibbons, haven't you finished tying those bags yet? Oh, you really are hope. I don't care who you...
Farewell, milady. We must dash. We're expected at the summit. Wonderful. It's Tellinger. Here's Tellinger the Artificer himself. Must it always take a crisis to pull you away from your toys, Telly?
Vanus, your robes smell of failed experiments and your words of failed wit.
Tell me, Telly, what Dwemer rubbish pit did you crawl out of this week?
You really must learn to respect your betters, old friend.
Do let me know when one happens by, won't you? I don't have the time or the energy, Tellinger, so I'll bid you good day. The captain in charge of security, Alfari, is over there.
High King Emmerich of the Daggerfall Covenant. Queen Irene of the Old Merry Dominion. Yoren Skald King of the Ebonheart Pact.
We must put aside our differences and work together, or this assault is doomed from the start.
How do we know this isn't a ruse? A clever plan to divert our forces while your armies take the Imperial City.
I thought backstabbing was your favorite tactic, Emmerich.
Please, are you both so arrogant? Your weapons are children's toys compared to the horrors that Molag Bal commands.
I will not wager the future of my people on the word of a snow barbarian and an adolescent female. I fear for Tamriel's future if either of you were to sit upon the Ruby Throne.
Since when do you care about your people? You never lift a finger except to count your gold.
Please, my lords, this bickering is pointless.
What a waste of time.
Obstinate fools, both of you.
What a mess. Apologies, Vanus, but I'm going to check on my Lion Guard.
This is going about as well as I expected, unfortunately. Even if we can get them to stop bickering, they'll never agree to send troops to Cold Harbor. That would leave Cyrodiil unprotected. An interesting idea, but they need to stop bickering long enough to consider it. Why don't you visit each of them in their camps? See if you can reason with them individually.
Intractable fools. Their pride will see us all dead.
We've served as the first line of defense against Molag Bal's invaders, destroying his dark anchors all across Tamriel. They've succeeded in reducing their ranks and leveling half of Cyrodiil. What do you think? Willing and able. But, like the Mages Guild, we are constrained by a non-interference pact. The alliances will only tolerate our presence in their realms if we remain neutral. Unless all three alliance leaders consent to it, our hands are bound.
Your Skald King has all the patience of a bullet mating season. This is a negotiating table, not a battlefield. Can't you talk some sense into that thick head of his? That's more than I'm getting from them. What do you suggest? I don't doubt their commitment or their bravery, but they are few, and Molag Bal's followers are legion. Arkay's beard, you're a bold one, but you may be right. If you can convince the barbarian and the Child Queen to agree, I'll consider it.
Euron is being stubborn out of spite. He's your king. Can't you reason with him? Is there? What did you have in mind? Perhaps. But we don't know enough about Cold Harbor to fully understand what they'd be up against. Nor do I, but I'll agree to nothing until I've conferred with my advisors. Now go annoy the...
I tried, but these thick-skulled bastards will not see reason. But what about the war in Cyrodiil? If I commit troops to this invasion, the Pact will be vastly outnumbered there. Wizards and mercenaries against the Daedric hordes. Without the Ebonheart Pact, they do not stand a chance. You make some sense after all. I will support this foolish plan if you can convince the other leaders.
Any luck? Or are they still at an impasse? I hope they come to their senses soon. We're going to lose the element of surprise. With very good reason, but the sooner they come to an agreement Does the air feel strange to you? That's odd. All of a sudden it feels like a storm is approaching. I have an ill feeling about this.
He has arrived. I can't.
Caldian, what's happening?
Go! Get away from me! Run!
These are the great leaders of Tamriel. Pathetic. But how convenient to have them gathered together in one place, so I can crush them like insects.
Molag Bal! Stay back, Countess!
The insects fight back! How amusing! And yet, so very sad. All of Nirn shall be mine.
Caldian! Protect the leader!
We were safe here, hidden from the enemy. The god of schemes grows more powerful by the day. Agreed. There's no time to waste. We must take... Yes, at the Iliad Well at the center of the island. After that terrible display of power, I don't think they have much choice. Honored leaders, you have seen the face of our enemy! Molag Bal threatens every living being in Tamriel. The Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild have agreed to join forces to launch an assault on Cold Harbor!
Trust in us. Sanction our actions. Give us your blessings. We will not let you down.
Vanos is right. The guilds are our best and only choice. Send them to Cold Harbor.
I hate to admit it, but I agree with Emmerich.
As do I. It appears that much of the distrust between our alliances was sown and nurtured by the god of schemes.
Molag Bal thrives on deception and chaos. But if you'll forgive me, this alliance war is of your own making.
Countess Hakruba, gather the surviving members of both guilds in the Sturk interior. The champion and I will go there now to open the portal.
We'll be right behind you, Vanas.
The time has come, champion.
Let's go!
Stendarr, protect us all! We're as ready as we shall ever be. Unfortunately, yes. It's not the massive army we'd hoped for. But now that Molag Bal knows we're coming, a smaller group might be our only hope of slipping into Cold Harbor undetected. It's difficult to predict where you will emerge once you reach Cold Harbor. Be on your guard, my friend.
Hello, what's this? Survived then, have you? Jolly good. Jolly good. Rotten luck. They arrived in Cold Harbor, but in entirely different locations. Bloody unpredictable. Portals to oblivion. Not to mention Molag Bal's defenses. Nasty beasties abound. Off you go, over the bridge and head inland. There's a good chap. Welcome back to Cold Harbor, old chum. Jolly good to see you. I was afraid you'd... What bridge? Is there a bridge? Tricky things, bridges. Tend to have all kinds of hideous creatures living beneath them. Except that one over there. That one leads to the Hollow City. Dreadfully dull place, and a real eyesore if you ask me, but I suppose it's where you want to start your quest. Quest! What a simply fabulous word. Quest. Quest. Welcome back to Cold Harbor, old chum. Jolly good to see you. I was afraid you'd snuffed it. Welcome to the beautiful gardens of Cold Harbor. Do have a look around. Lovely day for it. Soak up the ambiance, the grandeur, the wonder. I have the oddest feeling.
Very few would dare to enter the Prince of Murder's realm of their own choosing. Your action consists of equal parts bravery and stupidity. I think in this case, that's exactly what we need. You may refer to me as the groundskeeper, one of the few survivors that remain. I tend to this city. The magic that protects these walls and keeps us safe requires constant nurturing, and the city's original name no longer matters. Now it is a hollow city, waiting to be filled. A perfect place to begin an assault on Molag Bal. This city, it could be. There is no safer place in Cold Harbor, for Molag Bal's reach cannot extend into the hollow city. That is what was intended, and that is the way it is. Please watch and listen. While I could explain things to you, it will be better to simply show you. The history of the city permeates these streets, and with a bit of magic, I can reveal it to you. Now come, let us walk. Long ago, this city existed in Nirn. It was alive and vibrant, and went by a different name. Its people were devoted to Prince Meridia, the Radiant One. They lived in peace and assumed themselves safe from any dangers. But Meridia has enemies, such as the despicable Molag Bal. The Prince of Murder sent minions from Cold Harbor to destroy her beloved city. The city's defenders did what they could, but they were no match for Molag Bal's forces. Everyone outside the walls was slaughtered, but the warriors and mages managed to seal the gates to protect those huddled within. As fortune would have it, the Ayleid King Lalorian Dainar was visiting the city. A skilled warrior and tactician, he quickly took command of the city's defenses. The Ayleid King single-handedly protected one of the gates. As he fought, he prayed for assistance, and his prayers were answered. Meridia felt compassion for her followers,
You were there to
but
stop
she also
Alexandra
saw
Cannell
an
from
opportunity.
capturing the Coral Heart.
Molag Bal's open portal worked both ways. The time had come to take the battle to Cold Harbor. Meridia warded the city and pushed it into Cold Harbor. The city arrived intact, but many of its inhabitants were either killed or scattered by this realm's protective spells. Even the Ayleid King was captured. Still, Meridia had accomplished the impossible. She stabbed a dagger into Molag Bal's side. A portion of her realm was in his domain, and he could not touch it. The survivors lost faith, however. One by one, they left the safe confines of the city to try to return to Nirn. They were foolish, and they paid the price for rejecting Meridia's edicts. Meridia foresaw a day when an opportunity would arise. An overconfident Molag Bal. Champions from another plane. On that day, this city would become the focal point for the assault against the Lord of Schemes. I say that this city shall serve you well against Molag Bal. Know that every choice you make in Cold Harbor will have an effect on the Hollow City. It shall be reborn with every person you save, forged into a weapon by your own hands. I am your advisor. We both wish to stop Molag Bal's machinations. I offer you what help I can. The Hollow City awaits you and your allies. Use it wisely, and it shall not fail you. You must gather those who were lost. King Dainar and Vanus Galarian have vital roles to play, and they must be at your side. Rescue your missing companions. Return the Hollow City to its former glory, and we can begin the assault on Molag Bal. You shall require more than just the king and the mage, of course, but they are as good a starting point as any. Others in this realm, allies current and soon to be, all have important parts to play in this endeavor. As you seek out the mage and the king, I'm sure you shall meet others who require your aid. Look for those you trust and who would be willing to join us here. Go west, beyond the Moonless Walk. There you shall find the Ayleid King, held within a tower of darkness. Vanus the Mage is somewhere in the Eastern Plain. His exact location is hidden from me. I recommend heading west first to find the Ayleid King, but the choice is yours. If you wish to free King Dainar, you must recover the Lights of Meridia. Originally, the Lights were a gift from Meridia, power that protected the city and made life easier for its inhabitants. When she pushed the city into Cold Harbor, she filled the Lights with even more of her divine power. King Dainar is trapped within a tower of darkness, bound by shadows and dark magic. Meridia's Lights can unravel those bonds. Without them, you won't be able to set the Ayleid King free. As you no doubt noticed, Molag Bal's realm has its own defenses. Things that teleport onto this plane tend to get scattered. As were your allies. As were the Lights. They could be anywhere, but most likely, they are guarded by Molag Bal's forces. Rumors only, I'm afraid. I have heard tales of a strange prison to the northwest. A tower that is not a tower, that guards one of the Lights. And others whisper of a vile laboratory to the southeast that distorts the purity of Meridia's light. Originally, the Lights were a gift from Meridia, power that protected the city and made life easier for its inhabitants. When she pushed the city into Cold Harbor,
You're alive. That's wonderful. Can we talk? You're a real live person, aren't you? I thought I was all alone out here. I bet you came from that city over there. Could you help me, please? I'm a projection, silly. My brother and I are part of the Mages Guild expedition. Well, freelancers, really. We got separated from the others as soon as we arrived in Cold Harbor. But we're not slacking off. We're investigating this old library. We drew straws and I wound up on watch duty. But when I saw Daedra seal the entrance, I found another way inside. To rescue my brother, you know. But now I'm trapped too. There's a lot of magical projection stuff in here. That's how I'm talking to you. The Mages Guild gathered a team of the best dungeon delvers from across the 3 alliances. Members of the Undaunted, just in case they ran into any ruins or relics. My brother went into the old library with a couple of other treasure hunters. You got it. Look, my brother's the expert, but I think the Daedra are using the projection lenses to spy on the people trapped in the library. As long as the lenses are active, the doors won't open. I'm thinking sabotage is in order. That's my thought. I'll provide whatever help I can from in here. I can tell you this. One of the other scholars, she called this place the Library of Dusk. Couldn't wait to start exploring. Please... Is this working? Can you see me? I'll try to show you what's going on inside the library while you switch those lenses. Here goes.
Put down your weapons. We can think of better things to do than fight.
It's working. I switched the widgets with the gadgets, and that seemed to do the trick. Now let's see if I can get a view into the other part of the library. I think I made the proper adjustments. Now, let's see if I can spot my brother.
Raynor! Raynor! He can't hear me. Why can't he hear me? Raynor! I can see Raynor through this observation window, but he can't hear me. It must be the spell. And I bet the spell didn't affect me because I'm not attuned to whatever catalyst controls the Magicka Matrix. You know, the spell web. A pretty elegant trap, really. I think the spell's catalyst has something to do with an interest in knowledge. I'd be insulted, but what can I say? I'm in this for adventure, not scholarly pursuits. And thanks, by the way. The spell seems to be a combination of glamours and illusions. It snared my brother and the other scholarly types. Anyway, we can't leave them like that. We have to snap them out of it. I always have a plan. It requires you to get down there and talk some sense into them. I'll make sure the Daedra don't lock us in here again. Just find me if Raynor gives you any trouble. And be careful. Sure, there may be other spells active down there. Take a look at the observation windows and remember the details of each holding cell. The Daedra must be keeping those notes for some reason, and I believe in always being prepared.
Am I all right? Oh, I am perfect. What does my state of being? Oh, sorry. I said I'm reading. Go bother someone with an intellect closer to your own level. I'm sure... I don't know what... Wait. You're right. This place radiates Daedric magic. I can feel it in the back of my skull. We need to free the others. Find Lady Clarice. I remember, she realized something important before we were drawn into the spell. I think so. I can still feel the spell tugging at my mind, though. Just in case, Kirith and I are going to our camp outside of the ruins. But I'm worried about the others. Since the spell doesn't seem to affect you, can you look for Lady Laurent? Thanks. Kirith and I will head for our camp outside the ruins. Meet us there.
Raynor sent you? But why? I just found the most fascinating... Wait, where am I? I see. I suppose I should ask whether or not you're part of this elaborate trap, but I sense that you're not an illusion. I can feel the spell, however, crawling back, trying to slip into my mind. What an odd sensation. I remember that we discovered something or another, but the details elude me. Perhaps if I had more time to recover from the effects of the spell... Wait a moment. Tellinger said something important just before I became engrossed in this relic. I wouldn't know exactly, but I'm sure Tellinger's around here somewhere. He's really quite clever, and dashing to boot. He reminds me of my good friend Stibbins. Thank you. I'm going to get out of here. I need to find someone.
I take it that you are the one who read my note. The spells I placed upon it alerted me that non-Daedra eyes examined the writing. I do hope that you are a member of the Force from Tamriel. If so, I have something to show you. This vault contains a portal, and the power emanating from it is overwhelming. Something on the other side seems to pierce the veil of illusion that hangs over this ruined library. That's inconsequential. Whatever it is, it may serve a purpose in our battle against the Lord of Cold Harbor. If we can acquire it, then this excursion will not have been a complete waste of time. I have my suspicions, but I hate to speculate. If you must know, I think it might be one of the fabled Lights of Meridia, the sources of power she used to hurl the Hollow City into Cold Harbor. Come in and we shall investigate further. Enter the portal and find the source of the power I sense emanating from the other side. Because I don't completely trust myself, while I have avoided the illusions that trap the others, I can still feel the pull of the Daedric spell. Find the power source and meet me at our camp outside the ruins, and take this token, just in case. Once you go through the portal, the token will attune itself to the access point. If you get lost, use the token and it will return you to the portal. What was once a curiosity that won me fortune and acclaim is now a vital tool in our mission.
Lights of Meridia can free me from Molag Bal's bondage. Find them and bring them to me. Know that you may jump from here and rejoin your friends below. What power I still possess shall keep you safe.
Welcome back, my friend. Did you find it? Was I right? Was the source of power I sensed one of the fabled Lights of Meridia? By the 8th, that crystal! It is a Light of Meridia. It is said that these orbs of power once allowed Meridia to transport an entire city into Cold Harbor. If an agent of Meridia harnesses this power force, we shall gain a distinct advantage. With Meridia's light, we can turn the tide of this campaign. Kirith said you came from the Hollow City. We shall go there once everyone has had a chance to rest. Thank you for your help. You know, you remind me of one of my students. Once inside the Hollow City, we'll begin helping with the war effort. We must test the Lights of Meridia and investigate methods for destroying Molag Bal's plane meld mechanism. There is always research to do in campaigns such as this.
Ah, there you are. The groundskeeper said you had a pickup. I assumed she was talking about this merry band. Good to see them alive and well. They are alive, right? Not that I mind the odd zombie, it's the spell I can't abide. Nasty, that. Yes, whenever I visit a library and do some reading, I usually fall right to sleep. Can't keep my eyes open. Great for when I get insomnia. But enough about my sleeping habits. I shall do my heroic duty and bring them back to the city unharmed. No worries there. Almost all the people I've traveled with over the years have remained in one piece for the duration. I've seen the odd dismemberment, but that's far more the exception than the rule.
swords. They must be a clue. Now where did those fools run off to? By Ifra's hairy feet, you outsiders just keep showing up. You and everyone else in this forest, it seems. My clan has already declared your allies to be trespassers. You don't want to know what we do to trespassers. The Shadow Walkers will catch them. They always do. Does a fuzzy newt goat have 7 toes? Don't look at me like that. It's a perfectly appropriate analogy. Anyway, I hope I reach them before the hunters do. Otherwise, your allies don't stand a chance, because I'm tired of seeing people get hurt. Ugh. Things need to change round here. We've already spent way too much time talking about fuzzy newt goats. I really need to get moving. Have you noticed the swords left near these campfires? I think your companions are trying to tell us something. I'm going to keep looking for them. If I can reach them before the hunters, they might just get out of this forest alive. Keep your eyes open and your weapon ready. The shadows here are not your friend. More outsiders. Show them the penalty for entering the Moonless Walk. You need to be alive. You have to be. I need you to help me. I didn't do it. I swear. He was like this when I found him. This poor soldier. He didn't have to die. At least the Khajiit got away. How long can he manage to survive, though? I don't know. My clan can be very persistent. Because we made a stupid deal long time ago. We became the guardians of this forest in exchange for power and immortality. But look at the cost. Now the Shadow Walkers hunt anyone who dare sets foot in these woods. There might still be a way to save the other soldier, the Khajiit. But you need to trust me. I won't oppose my clan directly. They're my family. But I can help you find your friend. I just want to make sure no one else gets hurt. The Shadow Walkers use runners to search the forest, but you'll never see them. They become one with the shadows, all but invisible when the clan is on high alert. There is a way to see the runners, though. You need to collect the bark of a Spriggan. The bark's magic allows the creatures to... how should I put this? Feel their way through the dark woods. Infuse the bark with the wisps of light, and you should be able to spot the runners. Your friend is out there, being hunted by my people as we speak. If you have questions... My clan is ancient, older than you... Did you get the bark? We don't have much time left. Just scrape a bit off the top end. There. An old trick I learned living so long in this dreadful place. My friends thought it was funny to hide from me, so I'd use this to see them. It also has an interesting side effect. While it allows you to see anyone hiding in the Shadow Realm, it also masks your presence from them. I've used this method to avoid patrols and sneak out of the forest. It really works. But remember, the effect is temporary. It doesn't touch the bark to a wisp of light, and then cross the bridge. The runners are searching for the remaining soldier. When you spot a runner, follow him. He should lead you right to your friend. And if the effect runs out, just touch another.
I could have sworn I heard something. Why are the creatures acting so strangely today? What's all that noise out there? Ifri's name, is that sound coming from? Why are the creatures acting so strangely today?
Us the cat, Snake, and we'll end your
Leave the
life quickly.
outsider alone. What come, insider? While the traps, we shall find.
I need aid!
Split up!
deep, elf. I know the best way into the tower.
This one does not understand the game the little elf and the snake thing are playing. But we have something important to do. We need to get into this tower. The key to our victory. It's in there. I know this to be true. We heard voices in the woods. We thought it was other members of our expedition calling to us for help. But Captain Alfari figured it out. The voice comes from this tower. Whoever is locked in there needs our help, and he will help us in return. The last Elliot King here? Then Captain Alfari was right. The key to our victory is locked away in that tower. The wood elves started hunting us almost as soon as we stepped into this dread forest. They killed Captain Alfari in cold blood. I barely escaped. The snake thing found this one, lost and injured, and led me safely through the woods. This one isn't sure. The little elf appeared out of nowhere. But at least she didn't try to kill Kabul like the other elves did. They both claim to know how to get inside the tower, but Kamu doesn't trust either one of them. A safe haven in this place. Kamu looks forward to seeing such a thing. Let me rest for a moment before I head out. I wish I could go with you, but until my injuries heal, I would only slow you down. Good luck, my friend. As far as I can tell, this one doesn't know very much about this area. But this one always has opinions. Ask what you will, and I will answer. Oh, what a choice. Like deciding whether to roast slowly or leap right into the flames. There is no good answer. But if we were seeking allies, Kamu would choose the elves. They are strong and capable.
I know you can't forgive my clan for what it's done, but they adhere to an ancient promise that will never come to pass. I can help you, though. No one knows that tower better than I do, but I need to ask for your help. You have to help me convince my clan to break this ages-old agreement. We've guarded these woods and that cursed tower, assuming that one day Molag Bal would reward us and let us return to Valenwood. But that's never going to happen. Like me, you've been outside this forest. You know about Molag Bal's plan. You know about the plane meld. You have to tell them that our agreement is worthless. How can we ever return to Nirn if Molag Bal destroys it? Those monsters. We've been at war with them for ages. My people will never listen to you if you take their side. The Shadow Walkers are powerful. We would be... I knew you would help me. I'll show you how to get into the tower. But first, you need to convince my people to end their service to Molag Bal. And to do that, you'll have to prove yourself to my clan. In order to help my people, you're probably going to have to do some things you may not like. You need to accomplish a deed of honor before they'll even let you near them. Otherwise, you'll be greeted by a hail of arrows. I don't want to get into details with the Lamia standing nearby. Meet me at the bridge to the east of here. We'll talk there. Just be careful. Any other Lamias you meet won't be as friendly as Zignith.
You disappoint me, outsider. Choosing to side with murderers and thieves instead of us. My
Sorry I was delayed. It was harder to get rid of Zignith than I thought it would be. Now, what were we talking about? Oh, I remember. Before my people will even listen to you, you need to perform an honor deed. It has to be an act that benefits my clan. Something they would expect one of us to be able to accomplish. To really make an impression, you need to hurt the Lamias. Kill them, burn their eggs, and defeat their champion. Even our strongest warriors haven't been able to accomplish that. Maybe. That's certainly more than any of my people have been able to do. It won't be easy, though. She's a powerful old snake. Her cave is at the highest point in the Lamia camp. sounds dead. Let's return to the camp where your friend was killed. There's a portal stone there that we can use to reach the council.
So this is the outsider that Thor O'Neill has been dragging around the forest. Interesting.
I wasn't expecting any of the Shadow Walkers to be here. They haven't attacked yet, so that's a good sign. Just don't do anything to make them nervous, all right? Well, I told you that killing Lamias would get their attention. You performed an honor deed. They respect that. Hopefully that respect will last long enough for you to help me before they decide to kill you. You stay here. I'll go see the council and give them the Lamia's head. That should be all the incentive they need to agree to listen to you. In the meantime, talk to the Wood Elves here. Or return shortly. You'll be safe here, I promise. Why not get to know a few of these Shadow Walkers while I'm gone?
You're lucky, outsider. The only thing keeping me from sticking my knife in you right now is our code. But if you think I'm gonna help you,
I don't remember the last time I talked to an outsider. Killed one, sure, I do that all the time. But talk, that's a new one for me. I was born and bred in these woods, never ventured outside its borders. Always wondered what was out there. You don't honestly believe you can do that, do you? My people made a vow to protect this citadel long before I was born. The elders are ancient and stuck in their ways. They'd never agree to break our oath. We get to see bright skies and clear water. I've only heard stories about such things. Listen, if you speak to Elder Elsaril, show some compassion. Life on a council can be harsh and unforgiving.
Thor O'Neill is like a sister to me. I almost convinced her to give up her foolish plan, and then you showed up. Well, since she made it this far, we might as well try it her way. I guess any chance, no matter how remote, is worth the trouble. I hope I don't live to regret this. Inril is the oldest member of the council. She's also the most willing to listen. But you have to show her some respect. Let her speak. Respond only when spoken to. That's all I can think of. Hope it helps.
You don't look tough enough to have beaten the Lamia champion, but even a mighty storm starts with a light breeze. Still, an honor deed is an honor deed. Maybe the Council of Elders will actually agree to meet with you. I'm not sure I should help you, but you seem to be on Thor O'Neill's good side. Maybe if I give you some advice, I'll get on her good side too. I recommend you try a little humor when you talk to Thor. He's a dry old leaf, but he does like to laugh.
Good news. The council has agreed to meet with you. The council will see you, but this won't be easy. You have one chance to convince them, so make sure you put your best foot forward. My people, our future, depends on it. We can't continue to be prisoners in our own forest. Dealing with the council can be tricky. It's a collection of individuals, each with his or her own idiosyncrasies. They are devoted to Molag Bal and our oath of servitude. It won't be easy to convince them to break those ancient promises. You can't fail. You just can't. Were the Shadow Walkers down here helpful? Do you need to talk to them again? When you're ready, just use the...
This is a great privilege allowing you to stand here. Never before has an outsider been permitted to set foot on this platform. My daughter, however, was insistent that we speak with you. We shall hear what you have to say. Yes, we have sworn to protect the passage that leads to the tower known as the Lightless Oubliette. In exchange, we have been given the gift of shadow walking. When our contract is fulfilled, the Daedric Prince shall send us back to Valenwood. Well, yes, we still await our day of release. Hundreds of years, however, do not mean much in a place where lives are measured in eternity. What makes you think Molag Bal will break our agreement? You have a wit about you, and your words have given me much to consider. Have a care, though. Valenwood was once my home. Speak to the other elders while I think about this.
You have accomplished much, outsider. Survived the Moonless Walk, performed an honored deed. Well done. I shall listen to your words and consider them with great respect. I promise you this much at least. Now, tell me, why are you here? You must understand. To simply accept the word of an outsider, to turn our backs on everything we believe. You ask much, stranger. Still, Fareniel has been insistent about the very same concern. Tell me something to sway my opinion. This news disturbs me. Thank you for sharing this information with us. Speak to the other elders while I consider what you've said.
Spew forth your lies and be quick about it. I have a great many things to contemplate today. That annoying Fareniel has convinced you of her fables, hasn't she? I tire of this old argument. But you did perform an honor deed. I shall give you one chance to convince me that we are being duped. Go ahead. I do not give a damn about your respect. What does the opinion of an outsider matter to me? I just want the truth.
You poor child. Dealing with those disgusting Lamias as you navigated the Moonless Walk must have been so unnerving. Such horrible creatures. Now, sad little Fareniel mentioned that you bring us news from Nirn. What is it? Such terrible news. But how can I know that what you say is true? It makes no sense. Why would Molag Bal destroy our beautiful and beloved Valenwood? The poor animals that roam the Valenwood, the people, I shall consider what you have told me and pray for an end to the pain and suffering. Thank you for sharing this news with me.
We have heard enough. Use the portal and return to my daughter's side. You've given us much to discuss outside.
You're back. Tell me everything. Did it go well? Were you able to convince them? Of course they are. That's what the Council does. Sometimes I think that's all they ever do. But do you think they're going to help you? Of course you did. I know you did. Now we just have to wait. Ah, someone's stepping through the portal now. Here comes the Council.
Outsider, step forth and hear the decision of the Council of Elders. The Council has discussed what you told us, debated your words from every angle, even drew upon Fareniel's arguments from past meetings. Understand that we did not reach our decision lightly. The Council can no longer ignore the truth happening around us. For too long we obeyed our vows and waited for a reward that will never be granted. Should we continue on our path, even after Valenwood is destroyed? It means that your argument has convinced us. I sent runners to unlock the ruined passage that leads to the tower. My daughter said that you were interested in the place. I will also send a group of soldiers to aid you against Molag Bal.
What did my father say? Did you convince them? Yes, you did it! You really did it! I've tried for so long to convince them, and now we can finally leave this wretched place. I can look upon a real sky. What did my father tell you to do? When the Council finally makes a decision, they act with speed and certainty. I suggest you head for the door to the ruined passage as quickly as you can. I'm going to talk to my father. I want to be a part of the group we send to help you.
From my bonds. I have waited for centuries, and waited and waited. Do you know how boring that can be? But now, you are here, just as Meridia foretold. The Radiant One knows many things. She knew that one day the city she plunged into Cold Harbor would serve her purpose. At first, she thought I would fulfill that prophecy. But I failed. And now, I need your help. Have no fear. I am as alive as you are. Molag Bal has preserved me so that I can endure his endless tortures. His cruelty knows no bounds. I can't slip free of this lightless oubliette. But I have managed to send my projection to meet you. I knew you were the one I was waiting for. Molag Bal locked me away for a reason. He fears me. Once you set me free, we can make him regret the day he made us his enemies. You made it this far, just as I had predicted. I am glad to see that my calculations were not in error. Now, if you are ready, we have a prison to break out of. I was captured shortly after Meridia pushed her city into this dread realm. This prison relies on darkness. Early on, I almost broke free. Now Molag Bal shapes the darkness itself to bind me, suppressing my attempts to escape. Molag Bal has trapped me within a pillar of darkness, infused with his own vile energy, and powered by the light of Meridia. That, however, will be his undo. To reach me, you must first unlock the prison door. Molag Bal uses crystallized darkness to hold me and suppress my power. Move the crystals from their locations to the prison door, and the way shall be opened for you. Enter the library and collect the Mind Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Enter the garden and collect the Light Shadow Crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Enter the frozen alcove and collect the flame shadow crystal. Then place it on the central dais at the entrance. Well done, my friend. Now, enter the oubliette and set me free. You have done well to make it this far. But there is still more to do to set me free. My body is imprisoned within a pillar of darkness, generated by the ebon shards to each side. Place a light of Meridia in both of the sconces. Each will create a beam of light that will strike a nearby crystal. By rotating the crystals, you can change a beam's direction. You may need to rotate a crystal multiple times to connect the beams and form a path of light to the ebon shards. Adjust the crystals until the beams of light destroy the ebon shards. Then the pillar of darkness will collapse, and I shall be free. long last. My calculations suggested that you had a slightly better chance to fail rather than to succeed. I suspect, though, that you often beat the odds. Thank you. Agreed. Allow me to create a portal to Meridia's city. We can speak there. This portal leads to the Hollow City. We shall talk again when we are safely inside its walls. I have barely set foot within these hallowed walls, and I already feel 1,000 times better. And now that you are here, we can determine our next move against the vile Molag Bal. I must take stock of our assets and resources, determine just how much might we can bring to bear. Only then can I develop a strategy that shall allow us to win this war. But forgive me, I wanted to convey that you performed admirably at the tower. It is good to be back in this ancient city. I need to assess our strengths and weaknesses, determine how best to make our assault against Molag Bal. If we strike before we build up a sufficient force, however, I fear we shall lose this war. The soldiers, the ones who call themselves the Fighters Guild, they seem strong and capable, at least at first glance. I shall... No leader? Well, that is an unacceptable situation. I shall take command of this Fighter Guild force. It is the only logical solution. Talk to those within this building. After I consult with the groundskeeper, I shall join you inside.
The pieces begin to fall into place. With the King's aid, we shall assemble a force worthy of Meridia's blessing. Small groups have trickled in since your departure. The warriors inside seem to be under the protection of the Knight Darien, an exceptional fellow. Brave to a fault, and devoted to lost causes. Cadwell found them in the wilds.
Your nagging is becoming more annoying than my persistent rash. We finally have a secure base. To go back outside without a plan is even too foolhardy for me.
You want us to hide behind these walls? To leave our comrades to die while you sip wine and lounge about? You have no honor.
Don't lecture me about honor, elf. You have no idea what I've seen or what I've gone through. My apologies for that display. The whole rash comment. Just a figure of speech, of course. So, I suppose you know more about this place than any of us. Like where I can get a decent drink? A safe haven, eh? I didn't really expect to see cheerful flowers and clear water anywhere in this dark realm. I assumed we were walking into untimely and painful deaths. Glad to see I was wrong this one time. I couldn't let you go off and save the world all by yourself, could I? Not with just these Fighters Guild braggarts. Besides, there was a portal. How could I not step through and see what was on the other side? That's a good question. I heard that Captain Alfari was killed shortly after we were scattered. I was hoping to find another officer here, but no such luck. An Ayleid? I thought they were all, you know, dead. Of course, this is a Daedric Prince's plane. I really need to stop being surprised by such revelations. I have a feeling that won't be the strangest thing I find out before this is all over.
Attend me, soldiers. We have a war to win, and time grows short.
What in Auriel's name is this? Who are you?
So that's the last Ayleid, huh? I thought he'd be more dusty. Isn't that what happens when elves get really, really old?
Shut it, you fop.
Who's in charge of this group? Step forward and address me. Then allow me to rectify that. I shall lead you. We shall recover your comrades and complete your mission. If that does not work for you, your services are no longer needed.
I don't know who you are, but you aren't Fighters Guild. You have no authority over us.
Do you challenge me, then? Do you want me to kill you to prove my combat prowess to your companions?
I wouldn't necessarily mind seeing that. He is kind of annoying.
How can you expect us to lay down our lives for someone we never met? Trust is earned on the battlefield.
If you want to survive, if you want to win this, you must trust me. Allow me to explain why you need my leadership. We shall work this out. I understand your reservations, but with my leadership, the Fighters Guild will help us win this war.
The pieces begin to fall into small...
Yeah.
I thought I'd never escape.
I'll handle this, sir. You can come out. We're out here in the middle of Cold Harbor, and that's the best question you can come up with? I am most definitely not talking to myself. I am speaking to the alchemist. Be quiet, you mangy cat. I can't hear myself think with all that Patience, sir. I'll explain everything. I am with the Mages Guild. We stepped through the portal and wound up in this vile laboratory. Daedra experimented on us. They merged our two souls. Now we're wasting away as this soul meld kills us.
Ah, to see out of Khajiit eyes again. Hates being caged in that dark place. Yes, this one is pretty famous. Perhaps you have heard of Xur. But Xur must tell you, this soul meld is killing us. Will you help us? Will you unmeld our souls? Unmeld this soul to a word. Pardon. The dwarven device that caused this is inside the laboratory, but Robo blocks the way. Collect Zar's notes and a bottle of pearl tincture. With those, this one can make a potion that will get you past the rubble. Questions are good. Ask and ask again. That is the systematic method of experimentation. Remember that you must know the rules before you can successfully break them. Their specialty is transmutation. Change one thing into another. So, not too difficult to change you from large to small. Then you can slip past the obstacles that block the entrance. Zer never said it would be easy, Dark Elf. Mind your tongue. Unfortunately, no. The soul melt weakens us, and we must conserve our strength. With the recipe and the ingredients, this one can make a transmutation potion and exert almost no energy whatsoever. A much better approach at this time, yes? Oh yes, we came to defeat the evil Moloch Baal. Or was it Menemarco? Zer forgets. So many bad things start with the letter M. But something went wrong and Godress and this one ended up here. That's when the Daedra melted our souls. Their specialty is transmutation. Unfortunately.
You have no... A few of us...
Over here. This one needs an illusion spell. Really little event. Zer has found you. This one is so... Zer thought this was where he left the tincture, so I came to investigate. Don't tell Godress that Zer was here. A simple illusion spell protected me. But Godress gets worried. Me? I like to explore. This one has always enjoyed trying new and different things. But this situation, it is very strange, very awkward. Is that thought me, sir? Or me, Godress? This one can never be so. Zar told you, Affleck. Godress is upset because we had to hide behind some rocks. Undignified, he said. Well, Zar says that being eaten by a deformed creature is even more undignified. Quiet, Godress. This one knows what he's doing. This is most fragrant work, my friend. Most fragrant. Zar shall draft the potion immediately. It should make you slightly smaller. Certainly small enough to squeeze through the rubble. Long enough to slip into the laboratory. A few minutes, give or take. Now, let Zer think. Was it 6 or 7 drops of tincture? Zar thinks he saw some dried Scathecrow over here. Ah, yes, here it is. Ah, Zar's finest potion yet. You will drink it now, yes?
This grows more. Here is the potion. I hope Zer didn't cut any corners, but knowing him, it probably tastes terrible. Yes, Zer, I'll be sure to mention it. I am not a mixer of potions, and I don't want to debate the merits of alchemy with Zer again. But the cat knows what he's doing. Inside, look for my notebook. It lists what you need to craft the antipodal rods. Rods that will reverse the soul meld. Just find the components and craft the rods. We will try to recuperate and regain enough strength to teleport ourselves inside. If you have questions, please ask them before you drink the potion. The potion will work, you'll see.
Teleport spell worked. This one is here. Be careful, friend. The dwarven constructs have weakened.
Over here! The constructs have moved away from the forge. All this skulking around using up valuable energy on apprentice-level illusions. I grow ever more weary. Even Xur's enthusiasm is ebbing. I'm afraid to hope too much. But you've made such progress. Perhaps we shall end this torment after all. The constructs have moved off. The forge area is clear, at least for the moment. Melt the components in the furnace. Teleportation was never this difficult before. The spell took so much out of me I was afraid we would never materialize. But Xur has the key to this room. He acquired it shortly after we'd got here. Were you able to craft the antipodal rods? We are so close. You need to use the rods to activate the dwarven device that performed the soul meld. Oh, and the crystal. I'm getting as careless as Xur. Look for a glowing crystal. The Overseer placed it in the machine to power the device. Well, in a manner of speaking, understand that Xur and I do not have two separate bodies to return to. But if this works, the soul meld won't kill the both of us. The magic will separate the intertwined strands of our souls, but only one of us will survive the process. Do not be dismayed. We rejoice at a chance for one of us to survive. Go on ahead. We will meet you inside. Stop shouting, Xur. What? If the device works the way I expect, then the person operating it will decide which of our souls survives the reversal process. Well, I could make a strong case as to why I should be the one to survive. My qualifications, my experience, my worth to the Mages Guild. But the truth is, I have grown fond of Xur. My right to survive is no greater than his.
The Overseer's in there. He put us... Do not worry. This one is not... We're very different. Xur has learned much sharing a Dark Elf's mind. Few Khajiit experience such a wonder, yes? Godress will...
I wasn't sure the illusion would last long enough to make it across the chamber, but it did.
As the end approaches, this one must admit that he will miss out. This one can't believe you crossed this chamber without so much as an illusion to mask your presence. You are so brave. This one, Xur's whiskers were twitching inside the Dark Elf's head. Next comes the exciting part. You test our theory. See those two pillars? One represents Xur, the other Godress. Insert the antipodal rods and turn on the device. If it works, you should be able to separate our melded souls. Yes, as we have explained, one body, one soul. At least one of us will survive to help the Mages Guild. This one knows you will make the right decision. Place the crystal into the machine, then insert an antipodal rod into each pillar to start the unmelding process. One of us must be saved.
I'm grateful that you chose to save me. Still, I feel a bit lost. I wish Xur was still here. I'm not sure if I will ever be all right. But I live. I'm ashamed that I thought Xur was silly and scatterbrained. My time melded to him taught me so much. Xur had a good soul. I believe that the crystal powering the device is one of the fabled lights of Meridia. Grab the crystal and meet me outside. You should be able to open the exit door. With my strength returning, I can teleport myself to a safe place. Thank you again for your help, for choosing me, but I wish that both Xur and I could have been saved. During our time together, Xur and I determined that the Dwemer device has similarities to the method Molag Bal uses to perform the plane meld. I will honor Xur's memory and give him credit for this discovery. Thank you again, friend, for saving us. Now that my strength has returned, I can open a portal to the Hollow City. This portal will only remain open for a few minutes. I hope to see you again in the Hollow City.